USA versus Germany. They recently played over the weekend. Have you seen that game?
I checked out the highlights there. That was something.
That was a crazy game. So basically, Germany defeats the United States, 113 and 111. In the semifinals, and they advance to the. Now they're advancing to the finals. Um, Man, Germany was just, they had a lot of big men on their team. I don't know if you noticed that, James. Like 7 feet, 6'10", 7 feet type guys versus USA. They had, regular, 6 feet, 6'5", that type of thing. Have you noticed that kind of? Like,
I noticed that as a trend, just generally in basketball, is
yeah.
that, and especially in college, that a lot of teams are going with like the big man sets as opposed to the more mixed up sets.
Right. I mean, I think the only small person on the Germany team was Schroeder, that for the Lakers, which he played good too, honestly. If we just kind of look at the pros for Germany, man, they had more big men. And it's like when I think of big men, I don't think of like what they were doing. They were playing like, okay, one's a shooting guard, one's a point guard. They're just moving like point guards, and you don't expect that. Usually they're in the paint or, boxing in. But nah, they were moving, shooting threes, and I was like, wow. Like they're really taking over the United States.
That sounds like it was possibly like a strategy of theirs.
Yeah.
Try and win against. I mean, the U.S. basketball talent is some of the best on the planet.
Yeah.
But like, if you're able to get ahead and win the game that way.
I feel like the difference was USA kind of just played a one-on-one game. I feel like Germany kind of had a team type of mindset going. I feel like they put more heart in it. They were making great passes, great ball movement versus USA. I feel like USA just had a lot of star players. They were kind of making a little ball movement, but it wasn't as effective as Germany. And I think that's what the real factor of how they won that game. Honestly, if we just look at the pros, like I said, great ball movement. They had more big men blocking shots in the paint. It's no way USA, that's another factor. Like, they couldn't even get in the paint because it's all those big guys, you can't really do much. That kind of goes to my first question. Do you think Germany have more effective big men than most, like, NBA teams?
Oh, yeah, I think so. But then also just going into this game, that's how they built the team, and it was a strategy of theirs. And to see these big guys playing, not like you typically think big men to play,
right.
Like they were all over the place,
yeah.
And they were also playing that team game.
Right.
And there's been kind of a big reaction after this game. I had read that LeBron said that he wanted to start recruiting more superstar players to bring onto the FIBA team.
Oh, yes. Man, that would be so effective for the NBA, honestly. Especially the Lakers need it. It's a couple teams that we covered that need these type of guys because, I mean, they're not just sitting in the paint waiting. They're making things happen. They're moving the ball. They're, that's the type of players you need. Basically like Jokic, but 5 on your team. 5 Jokic's on your team. They play pretty good. USA did good, like Anthony Edwards, he did pretty good for USA. He had 23 points. He had 8 rebounds. He was pretty effective, but honestly, if we just go into the players of the game, Andreas, he had 24 points. Pretty good. Daniel Diaz, he had 7 rebounds. That was most effective. And then Dennis Schroeder, he had 9 steals. 9 steals and assists. So, man, he really played a factor, in their win because he's moving the ball. He's moving the ball. He's one of those players, like, he has a lot of energy. He's hype. He can make things happen. He's not always thinking about scoring the most points. He wants to win the game. You can tell he has that attitude. And I guess I'm guessing he's from kind of the international side. So it just seemed like they had a more heart to heart for the game, and they played with heart and they played as a team. And I feel like that was the biggest factor of them winning that game.
So let's fast forward a year.
Yeah.
If the United States do have the superstars that they'd like to on the team, do you see them taking it all the way?
Oh, yeah, definitely. If they can get those type of players, And I mean, you could still have Edwards. You could still have, a couple of those good players on there. Then yeah, Jackson. They also had Jackson from the Grizzlies on there. He was pretty good. But yeah, just having that type of, and really just if they can come together and play like that, good ball movement, play as a team, then yeah, it's not just gonna look like USA just superstars in Germany, But I
Why-
think that's why they won.
Why is there such a hesitance for the superstars of the NBA to join the FIBA teams?
I have no idea, but it's crazy. I'm kind of noticing a lot of USA, players. They're starting to move towards the international side, like Howard did. A lot of different players, because I feel like they're getting fed up with, not being shown or not being a highlight player. So they're gonna go somewhere where they're probably the best on the team, one of the top, and they can shine more on the team. I think that's really. I don't think it's not all necessarily about money, but it just depends. I feel like a player that just wants to win and they want to be that highlight player, they're gonna move over there. But other than that, yeah, I think that's the only reason.
When it comes to the Olympics, it seems like everybody's a lot more on board to join up the Olympic team as opposed to these teams.
This team, yeah, I noticed that too. I guess really because when they look at like the Olympics, I guess that's kind of more honorable. I guess because if you're from the USA and you win the Olympics or or boxing and you go to the Olympics, it means something. It means like you're an all around great player and not just great in the United States. I guess it kind of means more, yeah, versus a FIBA team. But yeah, I mean, honestly, if we just look at the stats right here, the field goal percentage, it was 57 for Germany, 58. The 3 points, it was 13 to 30. 3-point percentage, 43, 48. It's crazy because, United States kind of had a bigger, they had more on the percentage side, but I guess, they couldn't really finish. But like I said, it was a good game. Do you think Germany will take it all the way? Do you think they'll win the finals? Or
I think they have a wonderful shot at being able to do it.
finals, if they play like that, yeah, definitely. But yeah, James, I'm gonna pass it over to you. What else we got?